Here at Spring Garden Waldorf School, everything is intentional. We want children to learn to work together, to cooperate, and to be together in community.
There is so much to teach in the Waldorf curriculum. And so we find ways to bring math into history, to bring science into art, and to bring experiential learning into all of those things.
A major pillar, I would say, of the curriculum in Waldorf schools is the hands-on nature of so much of what the kids do. There's a really strong emphasis on being active and engaged with the material you're learning. That sort of liveliness of the academic material and sort of the intellectual side of things, for it to come to life for the students is so powerful and just so cool to watch, as a teacher.
It's one of the great gifts of Waldorf education that we have the ability to focus on other types of, or other parts of education that are not just the academic intellectual learning. The capacities that we work to build in the students involves flexible thinking, confident problem-solving skills, reverence for the world around you, finding awe, beauty, and wonder in everything.
Our early childhood students spend half of their day outside. And this is so important because the outside world is a world of unplanned possibilities. So if you can imagine building a block tower inside the classroom and all the wonderful things that does for your mind, but for critical thinking skills and building the problem solving that we really need for the future, now imagine doing that outside with rocks, and it's in the mud, or it's in the sand, or maybe you're doing it in our creek bed, and suddenly building a tower is a whole different experience.
Waldorf education's connection to nature allows students to feel themselves as a part of the world, to be outside in weather, whether it's a beautiful day or it's pouring rain, to watch the changes of the seasons, to go from those hot days at the beginning of the school year, at the end of summer, all the way through those frozen days of the winter. This provides for the students a connection to the rhythms of the world that go beyond their daily individual experience.
Spring Garden Waldorf School is so lucky to be located on a rural campus in Copley, Ohio. We're here on 16 acres and we have dedicated play space that is a nature playground for our youngest students, and then we also have a traditional playground for our older students. We have multiple gardens, a greenhouse, we have space in the woods to hike, we have a creek on our property. We are just incredibly lucky to be on this campus and to be able to offer the children all this wonderful space to run and play and thrive.
Kids of all ages love being in nature, almost no matter what, and one of the great things about growing up in the Waldorf School is there's just a daily expression and being able to be in that natural space, not only in your playful recess self, but in the practical work that we do in handwork, and then later on in woodworking. In grades 1 through 8, every year they're getting introduced to a new set of skills to take from that experiential introductory phase that humans have when we're trying something new, where it's just you're interested, you're excited, and then we spend the year developing it into a skill. And then the next year it's a new craft, but they're stacked in such a way that you're always calling on the knowledge that you gained and the skills you developed in prior years to leverage in succeeding at this new thing that you're trying. So it's that slow build of confidence, just brick by brick, where you just keep being introduced to a thing that's brand new that you can't do yet, and then you just keep doing it until you can, and you practice. And that's what builds up sort of, if there's a goal of the handwork program and the woodworking program, it's to get the students to the point where there's no part of them that it doubts whether or not they can do a thing in the physical realm of material. The only question becomes how will I do this?
To develop into an academically rigorous curriculum, we have the benefit of having our students over years. We get to know them. We can use all of the time that we have in class in targeted ways to meet the students who are right in front of us, who are there in our classrooms. And that means we can tailor every day's experience to helping to progress a little bit more every single day. We grow slow in the lower grades so that we can grow strong in the upper grades.
Music is not an extracurricular in Waldorf education. It is considered unnecessary. First of all, it's present in every classroom. I'm not the only one teaching it. Class teachers are engaging with the children musically, not only through singing, but they're also playing either their pentatonic flutes or their recorders. And when they get into third grade, they're learning strings. So it's a classroom phenomenon. It's also a school-wide phenomenon that happens throughout our festival life, in assemblies. It's also very typical that inside of plays, class plays, a musical element will be incorporated. And so for the students, this is an opportunity to share the gifts that they've worked very hard to cultivate throughout a term.
Communicating with parents about student progress in a Waldorf school is a relationship. And for every student, the teachers understand that we are entrusted with something great, with the progress that their student is going through in a critical period of development. And so keeping them informed isn't just about sharing our picture, it's also about hearing theirs. And we communicate this with parents in a lot of ways. We communicate informally on a regular basis. We talk with our parents a lot. If there are concerns or just questions, we're in constant engagement. We also engage in a process of biannual reviews, and we write personal narratives, and we also write curricular benchmark checklists, these report forms that allow us to communicate with parents just how their child is progressing in the social realm, progressing in the work that they create, and progressing in their academic learning.
I have permission as a Waldorf teacher to look not as a student or a potential test score in front of me. I'm allowed to see a human being. And Waldorf education is about developing capacities inside of the human being. And the curriculum itself is a vehicle in which to develop those capacities. Yes, inside of that you're learning language and reading, you're learning math and some pretty complicated math. You're learning languages. You're learning about music. You're learning all of these things. There are all these things brought in. And I think the outside casual observer might look and see, oh, look at all the art they do, look at all the skills they're learning, and look at all the things they do at our school. But the big takeaway is we want you to have all the capacities you need in order to thrive as a human being moving out of this school.
Waldorf education offers families something different. It really is looking to educate the whole child. So we're really interested in bringing the right thing at the right time when it comes to curriculum. And when we bring that curriculum, we want it to engage their head, heart, and hands. We want it to be relevant, we want it to be inspiring, we want it to be beautiful, and that's why we integrate the arts into everything we do, and that's why all our subjects are interconnected. It's all part of creating this synergy for the children, while speaking to their emotional world and their academic world, their physical world. It's about bringing all those things together, and that's what it means to educate the whole child.